Okay.
The girl them kill our chick. Thunderball, some give it up, some give it up, some give it up to our girl. 5 million and 40 naughty shorty. Baby girl, I'm a girl, I'm a girl. Thunderball say, well, woman, the way the time cold, I wanna be keeping you warm. I got the right temperature, to shelter you from the storm. Hold on, girl, I got the right tactics to turn you on. And girl, I wanna be the papa, you can be the mom.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Sakafet, Sakafet. What's up to all my beautiful people from all corners of the world? Tonight, we are going straight through StreamYard because I think I did an update at some point in time over the last week, either to my studio or my PC. And you know how that is. I'm not even going to deal with it tonight because we got a lot to talk about. I got a lot to present to you about our personal security. And I'm swallowing back a lot of emotion right now, a lot of blood boiling emotion, because I want to ensure that I provide you with the most level-headed of my advice that I can provide to you without putting too much of my personal emotion into it, right? Y'all know how it is when I hit the YouTube streets and I got something to say and I'm going to communicate what it is, right? I'm going to be real frank, real blunt about it, real matter of fact. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. So tonight I promise you guys, I'm going to tone it down a bit and make sure that I clearly communicate what's good out here as far as our personal security, right? Just to put an analogy in the air. We protect ourselves with our pew-pews. You know what I'm saying? We stand by that as a nation, right? That's our right. But believe me, your digital life, how you appear online, not only to hackers, but to people who just want to snoop in your business, how you appear online should be guarded and regarded the same exact way as you do in the real world with that hot lead. Please go back and rewind that back. Team replay, go back and rewind that back. Please understand that analogy. It is that serious out here. I've talked about this over the years, and my presentation's not the best, and I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and I don't give a shit because it may not be your time to listen to me, right? You might need a helmet to go through life, right? You might need a little bit of, some water wings to walk the streets, okay? That's not my problem. Okay, that's not my problem. My problem is to communicate a clear adult message. All right. And I've learned over the years, I'm not that spoonful of honey. Okay. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. But anyway, I promise y'all, we're going to get this security stuff talked about tonight. We're going to talk about what you need to do to discover if you are potentially at risk, what you need to do as far as remediation measures and just measures to secure yourself. And then the third part is, what the hell do we do with all these passwords? We're going to start off with this. I have 83 passwords just for myself. I have 83 passwords that I've been able to track over the past week. 83 passwords. Now, that does not include culture invasion. That doesn't include this company, this company, this company, this company, or multi IDs across the internet, right? That have their own identities for whatever purposes. And then that also doesn't include family members I may be caretakers of that I may have to keep certain passwords for. 83 passwords for myself alone, just my real government. So we're going to talk about that too, and how you can manage your passwords intelligently and safely. We're going to take it back to some old school terms. One of the best terms is sneaker net. Yeah, like sneakers on your feet, sneaker net. We're going back sneaker net. You can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. You can protect yourself in some of the coolest ways, right? All right. So anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get into the topics, I'm going to shout y'all out. What's up, Almond Eyes? Sis, how you been? I'm glad you're here tonight. I'm going to be the late one tonight, unless you're going later. And then I have to pop over there and visit you when you go live. All right, most hated bronze flat power god. Salute, bro. Salute. Ricky Bricata, bro. Glad to see you here again, South 343. Love it. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. Cynical. What's up, cuz? What's up, sis? How you doing? Glad to see you. Okay, so I'm not going to mess around. This is real stuff. So let's go on and get into the topic here. Let me pop up this one window. We want. Here we go. All right. So we can start off with this. What has happened is something called a company by the name of the National Public Database was hacked. And I think maybe around 2022, so there's 2017, then maybe there was like 2012 or so. There were a series of major hacks that kind of, we heard about it, and a lot of us were like, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Or people were they didn't understand the gravitas and understand that this could potentially be something bigger. So then 2017 happened. Equifax got hacked. Equifax. So Equifax is one of three of the main credit reporting agencies, right? Equifax got hacked. Or was it Experian? Correct me. Maybe it was Experian. Correct me in the comments. At any rate, when a credit reporting agency gets hacked, and we got a video on this, we're going to watch a little video in a minute. But when a credit reporting agency gets hacked, that is the agency that is solely responsible for reporting your credit. Like when you go to look up your account, they keep all of your history. Every place you've rented, every place you've purchased a home, every mortgage, every time you went to a bank to apply for a loan, every time you bought a car, every time you got a job, they've got everything. All those records that are tied to your credit, are tied to your social security number, are stored with that company. And the company got hacked. So your records were leaked to some degree, as far as we know, right? We're just the public. Okay. Well, now what's happened is NPD got hacked. NPD was a major company. You can Google NPD Hack and do a little bit of research on your own if you feel like it. There's a lot of doom and gloom around it, and we'll go through it. NPD was the National Public Database for rental histories. So I myself, from the time I was a child, when my parents got divorced, my mother moved into an apartment. From there, I moved into a dorm or rented something to go to school. And then I moved into an apartment. And then you might have had a roommate, and you might have had an apartment with a girlfriend. Had a house. I went and looked up my records, and sure enough, my name popped up 11 times. 12 times, 10 times unique in the hack. My government name did, including my addresses, including my social security number. So I'm going to read a little bit here about what we're dealing with. This is from, is this Krebs? No, this is Kiplinger. So Kiplinger does personal finance. Some of you may be familiar with the website. I had a couple different security websites up as well. This just has a well-rounded article. We're just going to read through it together. Nearly 3 billion individuals had their personal data leaked during a cyber attack targeting the national public data, a background and checking service, also known as Jericho Pictures. I don't know how that works. The data breach is one of the biggest in history and surfaced when a proposed class action lawsuit was filed. Was filed early August. The sheer scope of this guarantees all we're getting is a $25 check. And again, I'm not going to rant, but action has to be taken. And we may do another show about that. Now I'll rant on that episode. But, the action has to be taken. But I just want to bring awareness to everybody, because right now it's like locking your doors, locking your windows, because basically your own digital purge kind of event may happen. It really may happen. And the thing is, if you have young children, it may happen to them. They could potentially be a victim, for the simple fact that it's not just their computer system, but they were pulling data from everywhere. So there's no telling if anybody's data could have been gathered from anywhere. The problem right now in America is, and in a lot of places, is data is very free flowing, including your unlocked doors and windows, your own personal identity. And people are making money off of your own personal identity. That's where like the spam calls come from, and the baby diapers, baby diapers, baby diapers. You say baby diapers 3 times and Beetlejuice appears on your phone holding baby diapers. So it's that kind of scenario, right? They're watching everything. They're building profiles on you. One company could have your name and address. One company could have your email and a password. One company could have your name, address, your telephone number, and the previous address that you lived at. All the hackers are doing is they're putting all of those little pieces together, and they're building a spreadsheet and a timeline of Karen Doe. You got to pick on the Karens. Karen Doe that lives at 123 Sesame Street, social security number, blah, 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 blah. And they have gathered this information on Karen Doe from multiple sources. See, that's where the problem is here. It doesn't, one time a hack happens and you get some identity protection and you think that for a year that you're fine. Oh, ain't nothing happened. I did their free service. Now they're just spamming me to pay $50 a month for something. That is a legit scenario. That's a scenario that I have. So the problem is they're keeping that data. Data's forever. Data's forever. The information is forever. Just because the security comes in and says, oh, we've protected you, doesn't mean that a bad actor doesn't have a little thumb drive, a little USB drive with terabytes of data on it, and including your life, just walking around willy-nilly with your life on one of these, because they put your name and your address and your social security number and all of these little tidbits of who you are together over the years. And you think you're on Temu and you're on Shein and you're on Facebook and you're on Facebook Marketplace and all these things that we just keep. Capitalism, greed. I need. Real quick, app. How many apps? I just told y'all, 83 email addresses. My electric company, my phone company, my cable company, my car, the previous car I had before that, because I don't fuck around. I go to the dealership. The lender and company, my 401k investment, the investment company, the crypto. Passwords for everything. You think I'm remembering my email password? I've got it down to where my email password is about 200 characters. But I don't have to remember it. But that's one of 83 passwords, you guys. Our lives are important. And I'm trying to slim that down as fast as I can. and consolidate and shrink down as much of my footprint as much as I can. Because that's just an opportunity for someone to take more advantage of me. Facebook's the first to go. Fuck Facebook. Facebook can eat my ass. I am not fuck Facebook. For real. Like, oh yeah, yo, I got memes. Yeah. Here we go, Facebook. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Hey, Miss Queen, how you doing, sis? It's good to see you. All right. So the lawsuit alleges that personal data from nearly 3 billion people was leaked during a cyber attack targeting the company in April. Initially, neither NPD nor Jericho Pictures, I don't understand that name, but anyway, confirmed the cyber attack. But as of late, NPD has confirmed the cyber attack and published a breach disclosure to the company website acknowledging third party had attempted to access data in NDP's. Ooh, what? They screwed up here. NPD. Anyway, NPD's possession in December for appearing to leak the data. When it appears they leaked the data. How hollow of a statement is that? It's the apathy. Until the NPD breach, the Yahoo data breach, that was the one. Dang, they put it right there in front of my face. I'm sitting here trying to rack my brain earlier. Sorry, y'all. There it is right there. The Yahoo data breach in 2013 stood as the worst cyber attack in history. Then Verizon bought Yahoo in 2017, but they didn't talk about the 2017. 3 billion of Yahoo accounts were affected. I never messed with Yahoo after. I think I had stopped using Yahoo long before then. And there are so many people that still use Yahoo. Oh, y'all. Since 2013, you guys have pretty much had all of your information. Just like you guys are just free for the taking. I bet you guys have a lot of spam in your email in your email boxes all the time. I bet you guys probably get a lot of spam phone calls too, or did at one point in time. I bet you. That's a horrible combination right there. And it's just how lax the security. Why would you say that about my beloved company? Because it's how lax your company is, because I'm an IT guy. I've been doing this for a while. That particular breach included the theft of names. Remember I told you guys? Remember that little rant I just went on a second ago? Here we go. That breach contained the theft of names, email addresses, phone numbers, birth dates, but didn't involve any financial information. Or so they told you, right? We trust everyone and then everything they say. So that aside, we know they like to pat us on the head and give us a binky and some warm fucking milk and a blanket. Stop falling for bullshit. Stop falling for bullshit. Like I said, everybody out here in the motherfucking streets, everybody I know loves the fact that we own implements in our homes that go poo pew. We love it. And we are apathetic as fuck about our computer lives, our cyber lives, our digital lives. And we just mass release and allow these people to continue to do this. We have to start putting our foot up the ass of our congressmen and our senators, and we have to start doing the protection for ourselves too, because don't nobody give a fuck about us. Don't get it twisted. No one gives a fuck about us. That's why I'm here for you. No one cares. It's not even probably going to be in my lifetime before they change this shit and protect your grandkids. It probably won't be. I might get to be have the honor of being like the little old fucker that's like, we finally got this, standing up there before the Senate like, I told you guys about this shit in 2024. Maybe, but it won't happen in my lifetime because we're too fucking apathetic, and Americans just love. Oh, we got the Temu. Look at the dress. Look at the fucking new plastic shit I can put my tools in. Oh fuck, it's cheap Chinese. Yeah, I need that. Meanwhile, your name, email addresses, your phone number, your birthday, your financial information, they say wasn't in this case, right? But my financial information was all up for grabs in this NPD one. I'm going to show you something. So what is the National Public Database and what kind of data was stolen? All right, that's the question, right? National Public Data owned by whatever, is headquartered in Coral Springs, Florida. It's a background checking service that scrapes personally identifiable information. That means they go around by whatever means. Sometimes it's little programs called bots. Sometimes it's a relationship with a company and then they harvest their data. Who knows? Name, address, social security number, telephone number, over and fucking over and fucking over and fucking over and fucking over again. When I say 11 times or 12 times, 10 unique hits for me. In their breach disclosure, NPD, these fucks would figure out how to write their name, stated that information that was suspected of being breached contained name, email address, phone number, social security, mailing address. They also said that they cooperated with law enforcement and government officials and conducted a review of the potentially affected records and they're going to try to notify you if there are further significant developments applicable to you. Someone please explain to me. I'll wait. Someone explain to me how a thief broke into my house and the police are just going to tell me, we'll let you know if the thief hurts you or something. Okay? For real. That's exactly what these people are saying. Take it how you will. NPD suggests monitoring all of your financial accounts for unauthorized access or use. That's common sense. We have alerts on our accounts. Hopefully, set up alerts on your accounts. If you don't, set up the one that says under 100, and set up the one that's or over 1,000. Set up those things, right? Credit reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. We're going to talk about those. That's the key right now. That's the first thing you can do. The fucking purge is happening, and the government goes, or this company goes, we'll let you know if they're coming to your house to murder you. Don't worry about locking your doors or anything. You can obtain free credit reports. We'll talk about that. And blah, 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 blah. Were you a part of the leak? All right. Fuck this article. Here's where we are, folks. This is where we are. So, this is a company, Pen Tester. They are a fairly reputable security company. If you look in the description of this video, I have listed everything out for you. Let me make sure everything's good to go. Yeah, it's all down there. So go look at, pause. Don't do that, bro. Don't play. Okay, good. All right. So go look at the description. I have the website address, pentester.com, down there for you. And put it in the chat. You got it there too. And npd.pentester.com is the actual place to go for the breach data check. So I put culture invasion in. They don't like me, so they ain't hacking nothing from culture. So I'm just going to put in a random name. The last name Davis is a very fancy name that is like one of the top 3 in the United States. It's so fancy. And we're just going to choose my state of Ohio and 19. Where's the 9 at? I'm using a funky keyboard, y'all. There we go. Boom. So what this page actually shows here, and what you're seeing on screen, is an estimated information of individuals or an individual in my state with that name I just made up. Not doxing nobody. because anybody can go look this up because we've all been fucked. We're all doxxed right now. We're all doxxed. Like, we're done. We're cooked. We're cooked. Everybody's cooked. So I have heard back from some friends who did not find any of their information on there. Ladies, married, use your surname, previous names, family names, check all that stuff. So, next step, let's say you find yourself on there, right? And you don't know what to do. The very first thing is lock your doors. Okay? That the links on how to do that are in the description as well. The 3 credit reporting agencies. And I just found out that like a lot of people didn't know that there's 3 credit reporting agencies. So I really, really, really feel good about sharing this information with you guys because it's really key. Back in the day, I don't know, I was like a high school or something, and I had like a little briefcase, and in the briefcase I would keep like all my high school files and all my like practice resumes and like all that stuff. And then like as I got older, that became like a little file box. And then when I moved into like my first apartment or whatever, like I had like my little bills in there and stuff. And it just kind of like manifested itself into its own little file of my life. Well, that turned into email and a key locker. And we'll talk about what a key locker is later. But that's how I just ended up filing like all that digital part of my life. Like when I travel, I don't have to worry like if, God forbid, right? Like my little apartment burnt down, insurance will cover the stuff. Stuff is stuff. We don't need the shit anyway, right? God will provide for the stuff. But my identity, my passwords, like all my super secret stuff, I have that with me. It allows me to be a little more agile in life and be able to keep control of those little finite details. So the first thing is, what do? You lock your stuff down. You lock your doors, right? You got the purge coming digitally. We got to lock our stuff down. Okay, digital purge, right? Big safety alert, y'all. Each one of these credit reporting agencies will require that you use a sign-in. If you don't already have a sign-in, you go in, sign up for free, and create your account. All right, this one's Experian on screen. The next one is TransUnion. Here, let's do this for everybody. And again, you got the links in the description, you guys. So by all means, please use the description. Team Replay. I know you're going to be out there. We dropping gems tonight. All right. And then our second one is TransUnion. Our third one, Equifax. And what you do is you go in, you create your account, and each website has an option to freeze your credit. All right. What that means is, so for a lot of us, and I know there's some of y'all out there, some of us have reckless spending. So for a lot of us, that will help us from opening any new lines of credit. Right. And what it does is it basically locks your social security down with the 3 reporting agencies. And the reason why there's 3 of them is a little bit of something we're going to go into later. I got a quick like 9-minute video, but we're going to sit here and chill anyway. So, the 3 credit reporting agencies, like, I'm not an expert, okay? I'm just providing you with just a little bit of YouTube street knowledge, a little bit of just common man knowledge, and a little bit of learning and things that little bits of wisdom that I've gathered over the knowledge, little pieces of knowledge that I've gathered over the years that have helped me be extremely conscientious about this stuff, right? No apathy, you guys. No more apathy. We have to be really, really conscientious about this. Okay, so you set up your accounts, you put the freeze on. It stops you from being able to open any new lines of credit. It stops bad guys from being able to open new lines of credit. Now, it doesn't stop somebody from using your name, your social security number, and their picture and pretending that they can go buy a car somewhere and using a fake ID kind of thing. There's hustles in the middle of there that cause confusion and all kinds of stuff. It's not going to prevent the dishonest man from trying to break the locks, right? But this is going to stop the major somebody try to buy a house. Somebody try to buy a house in your child's name, right? It doesn't matter if your baby has a credit card or not. The fucking child didn't have one since till they're 18. In my eyes, anyway, nobody's credit should be run to the 18 anyways, and they're responsible enough to understand it in my eyes. Anyway, just my 2 cents. But lockdown, freeze is the proper term. Freeze your credit on each one of these sites. One of them, and this is what I want to tell you before, like if you go buy a car, like one of them looks at like TransUnion or something, or they have like weird math in the back where they try to figure out the best way that they're going to fuck you with your interest rate. So they'll use like, well, which one of the credit ratings is lower than the other? Because they're not all equal. You would think like, oh, I'm a 700. You know, you walking in, whatever, I'm an 8, whatever. Nah, bro. You're going to be an 8 over here on this credit report, but on this credit report, you about to be a 799, son. So they got this weird fucking math on how they rank you, and based on your percentage of used credit and based on your credit history. And the last time I went and bought this card, but then I also opened a card over here at the Kohl's, and then I opened a card over to Target, then I opened a card at the Macy's. Boom, 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 boom. Those are hits on your credit. Boom, boom, boom. You think you balling because you got 3,000 here, 10,000 here, 3,000 there, and you rolling in the new C class. Your credit went because you started using all that bullshit. You used all that money up. So all those little financial maneuvers, all that shit is tracked. All of it, every little bit. And these companies come up with their little averages. Again, I am not I'm not a professional at this. These are survival tactics that I have, survival stuff, knowledge. And you have to go through and make sure that when you freeze on each one of these accounts, that prevents any of those kind of actions from taking place in your personal life. So you can't do that. Discipline yourself. So you get the discipline right there. And hacker boys that try to get your stuff and access your account in your name, they're going to have a hell of a time doing it. Now, that's just the first step. All you did was lock your doors, right? Twin, I see you out there, bro. What's going on, Twin? It's good to see you. Bronze. Josh, what's good? And Professor Lovely Lady, always great to see you out there. Let me fix this. I got right into it, y'all. I apologize. I jumped right into the meat of the topic. The meat. No diddy. Oh shit. Oops. There we go. All right. So let's see. Let's recap right quick. Yeah, the 3 credit reporting agencies: Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. I think it's Experian. Experian's got a hot ass mess to theirs. The way that I think you have to, when you go to freeze or unfreeze your Experian, they try to offer you products. And what you have to do is you have to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see the link at the very, very bottom. Freezing your credit does not cost money. It is legal. It is your legal right to be able to freeze your credit and stop anybody from accessing your social security number for the malicious purposes. All right. Now, because our government doesn't do shit for us, and I told you, nobody gives a fuck about us, y'all. Because our government don't do shit for us, and they're not going to do shit for us in the case of this, you have a choice. All right? You have a choice. Let's go back to John Davis, excuse me. So John Davis that lives all over, all these different John Davises that are in here in this record, right? Let's say like these guys are all the same guy. Let's say these, whatever, however many lines this is, let's say this is about 25 lines of information right here. Let's say that's all one person. If you are somebody who look yourself up on the NPD database, all right, and you find a situation like my own, right? And like I told you, on my government, I found 12 hits, 10 of which were unique. So some of them were repeat hits where they had like a little piece of my information. Then another hit was like they had a bigger piece of my information. So that it's like my mind was blown, like just like exploding, because I'm like, I could see like, oh, great. So they didn't have a total picture, but now they've got a total fucking picture of who I am because the very next line gave them the rest of the information they needed. And I'm just like, so if you're somebody who's in a situation similar to my own, right? And you've come up, you see that your government is in there and you're compromised to somewhat considerable degree. The next thing you're going to want to do is get some kind of monitoring. I'm not sponsored by nobody. Shout out Pentester if you got that kind of thing going on because y'all look pretty good. But shout out, I'm not here to shout out nobody specifically, right? But the next phase and the decision that you got to make is if you got to pay your Disney Plus for the month or you got to protect your security card and your security number and your identity. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is. Disney Plus got to fucking go. Their shows fucking suck anyway. Go buy your kids some DVDs from the old school shit, or just figure out a way to curb your habit. Bootlegs. I'm not advising, but there are other avenues to watching some goddamn Disney Plus. Cancel that bullshit and invest in your own security monitoring, dark web monitoring. I'm not sponsored by these motherfuckers, but I'm just saying, read up on these motherfuckers. All right? That's all I'm saying. To each his own, right? If you get in a car crash, there's that thing that you kind of like you have. It's called a policy thing. If you get in a car crash thing and it protects you kind of sort of, within like a week or two, you get a new car insurance. I put rental insurance on my crib. I got life insurance on myself. My head pops off. Boop. Somebody gets $100,000. You know what it is? Accidental death or dismembering. Like, how am I going to get dismembered and I'm sitting at a desk? All right, so look, it's a layer of protection for yourself. And what they can also do is a lot of these companies, they offer wipes, and they can go through and they can go across the dark web and the interweb, and they can look for your records, and they can issue little commands and stuff and clean out your records. There's abilities. They have ability to do those kinds of things. Requesting that the credit bureaus remove records from your credit report is something else that insulates you as well. There's no need for extra information about you just to be laying around on somebody else's fucking computer. That's why I don't like cloud computing. That's just somebody else's fucking computer. It's not yours. When was the last time you actually bought? What movie do you own off of Disney Plus? I'll wait. I'm just fucking with Disney Plus, HBO, whatever the fuck, Peacock Network, Hulu, whatever you pay for, Amazon Prime, so you can watch the Amazon flicks, Netflix. What do you own? What do you own? I got the digital download of God of War. You see the new digital download of Ragnarok? What do you own? I own the digital down. Wrong. Remember that time Sony got hacked? You didn't own shit. Y'all forget the Sony hack, don't you? Pepperidge Farm remembers that shit. I got 3 free games in credit monitoring. What do you own in this world? Nothing. In this digital economy, nothing. And they're using us every bit of the way. Just those 5 things I mentioned alone, you got to put a fucking username and password in. You think somebody hasn't hacked those databases? What was that? Peacock, Amazon, Netflix, blah, 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 blah. Come the fuck on, y'all. They're building so many databases on us. And if it's not the government doing it and the government getting hacked and the hackers actually stealing it from the government, it's the hackers building their own databases from everything else. So we're fucked in the middle. So freeze your credit, make a conscious decision to protect your lives, your digital livelihood. Maybe, okay? It's a suggestion, a prescription, a recommendation. It's culture just helping y'all out, right? Maybe pick up a personal plan If y'all can see my mouse here, it's $19 a month. If that's the kind of service that you're looking for. Another company is LifeLock. Again, I'm not sponsored by none of these people. I don't give a fuck whatever you want to do, but these are well-known companies that provide additional services. Don't go to one service and be like, pay them to freeze your credit on these websites. Don't pay somebody to do that work. Take accountability and freeze your own damn fucking credit scores. Go log in, get your username and passwords, make them somewhat complicated, and lock down your own damn credit. Freeze your credit for your kids. Yes, go get their username, go create username and passwords for them, put their social security numbers in, and freeze their credits too. The babies matter too. All right. So those are the suggestions on your line of defense. The next piece is, I understand the frustration, right? I'm right here with you. And like I said in the beginning, 83 passwords, you guys. 83 accounts. 83. I could select the whole something I'm going to show you guys here in a little bit. And the whole thing said 83 at the bottom. And I said, shit, I got some work to do. And I went through and closed some of them. I haven't closed enough. And changed the passwords. Because out of those 83 accounts, I'm sure some of them have been hacked before. I'm almost certain of it. Thank you so much, Professor Lovely Lady. And y'all, I apologize. I know y'all are out here talking. I just want to make sure that, thanks so much, Twin. I appreciate you. Janesta, how you doing? I'm glad to see you here tonight. Yeah, I'm trying to provide as much as I'm trying to do a brain dump here and make sense of it as we go along, to help everybody so we can come back to this, right? So once you do the freeze, and I understand the frustration here, everybody, you're going to have new username and passwords. And it's like, oh my God, I got 83 of them, and that's just my own personal ones. What do I do? This is where I like this part of it. I'm just going to say it like that. I like this part of it. I like being secure and feeling that I'm securing myself, right? I'm securing myself, secure in myself and securing myself, right? So what I use is a password safe, just like a vault you got in your house, your pew pew safe you got in your house, just like your personal file. Some people got the file safes. You know what I'm saying? I got a nice file safe for everything I need goes in there. So it's the perfect size for everything I need. I even found some of those old videotapes when you have the girl. I mean, never mind. I digress. But so yeah, you can store your key password safe in your safe in your home, or you can actually save it on a USB drive and carry it around with you, and nobody's the wiser. Well, now everybody knows, right? No, but you can save all of your passwords on something just as small as that, a little USB thumb drive, and never have a problem retrieving that data at any point in time, ever. And never have to remember all of your millions of passwords. Because like I said, I got 83 of them. Do you really think I'm going to remember 83 passwords? I figured out a solution. All right. So shortcut in here, right? We're going to figure out a solution together, y'all. If you don't like it, you don't got to use it. It works for me. I think it's cool. I go on a trip. Like I said, this is my whole digital identity. That's it. That's culture. That's my government. That's all my little baby accounts and all the little weird other accounts I use for other projects. It's all right there. It's all right there. Password safe. The website looks very, very generic. It's a very simple program. It's been around for years. They have Mac versions, they have Windows versions, they have Android versions. There's no fucking excuse. Okay. They've got a version for everything. I'm going to back up because as you'll see here on the right, yeah, y'all can see that it says people also search for KeyPass XC, Bitwarden, LastPass, 1Password. So there are services out there that offer the same kind of thing. But remember what I said before. A cloud service is what? Another person's computer. So here we go from one problem where, oh my God, I was just hacked because this guy's computer over here got hacked. Damn, I need to put all my data on this guy's computer over here. I'm sure he won't get hacked. Please turn off your cloud services. Fuck that shit. If it is not a monitoring service like I showed you, don't like pen test or lifelock, fuck that shit. God. No, who owns the pictures on Apple Cloud? All those pictures you took, all your girlfriends, all your family, all your daughters and sons, and the graduate, oh ha ha ha, that cute shit. Who owns it? It's on Apple Cloud. Who owns it? Ah, that stung a little bit, didn't it? Stop using the cloud. Go buy a hard drive. Go back to old school computers, buy a hard drive, keep that shit in your house. All right, let's look at these programs. Like I said, the primary program is KeyPass, and there's also like KeyPass XC. So you'll find a variant of the KeyPass name, KeyPass. That's it. You can explore on your own. I'm providing you my prescription, my recommendation. This is the information of it on the right here. You can see what little operating systems it runs in right here. And it's got that icon right here on screen. All right. So explore, download the app, explore it, take your time with it. And what you have is you have the option to download it and just put it on a, let's see here. There we go. Okay. So what they've got is they've got KeyPass, one called the installer for Windows. That's here. See, I highlight, put the highlighter on it. That is a Windows program. So it's going to install it in Windows. It's going to act just like an app in Windows, right? That would be the same thing for Mac OS as well. You can see like there's other variants of it down here. XiPass Companion for Mac OS or MacPass for Mac OS. So everybody's got their own version of it, okay? Then there's another version of it called Portable. That's what this is, a portable version of it. It's just a little baby version of it that doesn't really need to run on your big computer for any reason. It's just a smaller, quicker version of it. And that's what I use. You download the file, you copy over you unzip the file, copy it over to your thumb drive. And what you'll see, what did I do? I think I got feisty and I deleted my icon because I'm smart like that. Okay, give me 1 second. Actually, yeah, give me 1 second. I set up something for y'all. Y'all, where did it go? All right, here we go. Hey, can't see it. All right, I'm going to share screen with you guys. Share screen. There we go. There's a bunch of crap. It's going to give you an error. Bunch of crap. It's going to give an error. Bunch of crap. It's going to give an error. And there we go. All right. Oops. Oh, come on. Ruining my fun. There we go. Share. Close. There we go. So it's a key pass. Boring, right? And that's the way it's supposed to be. You got a little file icon here in the corner. You got a open database. We're not going to do that. We're going to create a new database. And we're just going to call this test. And that's it. So what? Oh, why are you doing this to me? Stop doing this to me. You stupid thing. Let's just share the whole screen. Entire screen. Boom. All right, that works. All right. So once you go in and you create a new database, you name your database, just like creating a file, create your database file. It asks for a master password. This is where your life changes completely. This is where your life changes. You need one password, and that's it. One password. So I'm going to use the password 123. It's going to argue and probably tell me that this password sucks. And I'm going to hit OK. Your password is weak sauce. Are you sure you want to use this master password? Yes. You guys would never do something like that, but you're going to do something complicated and special. And this is just called keys. And what it does is it creates a set of categories where you can put passwords. You can create your own categories if you like. You just right click on it and you add a group, and you can create a new group called home network. And so all your Wi-Fi passwords and all the passwords of your neighbor's Wi-Fi's. I don't know why you would have those, but home network type stuff. The kids' laptop passwords, your own your own computer passwords. So general, for instance, let's go in there and we're going to create. Nope, wrong button. We're going to go to general and we're going to right click in just the empty space there, and we're going to add a new entry. And this one's going to be called general. This one's going to be called my email. My username and my email is me@email.com. And then it's just like setting up a password in any app or anything. This little button here shows you the password. But what this program has is a password generator. So you can open up a password generator and have the program a password for you that's ignorant. Like you can sit here for days and obsess over the ignorance of the passwords that you can come up with. Like, look at these passwords. Like the length of them are ignorant. As many characters as you want, as many special characters as you want. I mean, it's awesome. You can flip it and reverse it any way you want. You can throw any kind of special characters in there that you want. You know how they're always complaining, you got to put a special character in, blah, blah, blah. Your password sucks, blah. And you're like, I don't know what to fucking use. And then you forget it, right? We all do it. This was my solution. A key locker, password key locker. So I entered this one for my email, me@myemail.com, with this insane password. You hit OK. And now you have an entry right there for my email. You save your file, your database, you just save it. It saves itself when you close, thank God, but always save your work. No one else is going to save you, right? We already talked about this. The government don't give a fuck about you. No one's going to help you and reach out to you about the fact that this shit went down. I'm telling you, if they do, they're going to say, you want $25 from us, or do you want a year of protection? That's all you're going to fucking get. Guarantee it. The government's not going to roll our fucking social security numbers so that we can protect ourselves and be issued new fucking social security numbers, or revamp the entire fucking system and fix it. Nah, none of that shit's going to happen. We got to protect ourselves. So you lock down you save your file, you close it out. Now, for the purposes of demonstration, doop-a-doop-a-doop, I pull out my USB. There's my passwords. Toss it in the bottom of my backpack when I travel. I don't got to worry about it. I know that it's in there. I know I'm protected. Put it with my passport and all the other, if I'm international, put it with the passport and all the other fancy credentials. That's, that's my secret stuff. And then if I'm navigating around, if I gotta go to a civic meeting or something, or a club meeting, I'll and I need, I have a memory stick for other purposes as well, right? Like this club has that. I have a backup of other things on another memory stick, and then I have my passwords on a memory stick. This is what's called sneaker net, old school sneaker net, where you write data. It doesn't stay on anybody's system. It doesn't stay in a computer anywhere. It's in your pocket. The only way this is going anywhere or getting anywhere is by sneaker. So sneaker net yourself, y'all. Protect yourself. Put on a fucking key ring. Everybody get key ring. How many of y'all got them big ass key rings with about 50 fucking keys and clickety clacks and ignorant shit that really is just people used to put that shit in their fucking car ignitions, and they used to weigh down the fucking ignition and fuck those things up. People still do ignorant shit like that. Stop doing that. Carry some practical shit with you. Care about your life a little bit more instead of that gaudy dumb shit. Anyway, next up. Give me 1 second here. We're going to listen to this dude right quick. And then I got to join. Stop laughing, cynical. Boop. There's the boop, y'all. If anybody wants to come up, wants to talk, has questions. Yeah, absolutely. The big corporations do not care. They do not care. They do not care. They do not care at all. That stuff don't matter. Our protections do not matter in that respect at all. Oh, Josh. You know what? Man, Josh, my entire y'all here. Sunkiss Spiritual, Josh Watson. I owe both of y'all some shout outs for sure. And something's up with my with my Streamlab, or what am I using? Streamlabs, StreamYard. Let me see.
More money, yeah. More money, more dollar bill. More money, yeah. More dollar bill. More money, yeah. More money, more dollar bill.
Hey, y'all, it worked. I don't know what happened. It worked. Thank you so much, y'all, for the donations. I really do appreciate that. Twin. Can you hear me? Unmute. Can you hear me, Twin? Maybe he can't hear me. Should be unmuted.
Am I good now?
You're good now.
Okay. You know, I was trying not to do this. I was about to troll you and sing Elvis Costello. Fidelity. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Nah. I was really about to just sing that.
Just start singing.
Elvis Costello. Oh my God, yo. I was like, let me not troll twin. Let me not troll.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's all
Oh
good.
shit. Yeah.
So good.
So
Yeah,
what
man.
you was talking about earlier, I was telling people, it's very
Yes.
important that you pay attention because even through the Google searches, I learned this last year. The very important thing is that you search your name, you Google search your name because the databases that they have online, like they have like whole like addresses, IP, all this other stuff. At the first of it, that's the first step. I understand with the credit reports and what they did now, that's more important. I'm in the process of doing that. But I advise
Mhm.
people to search your name on Google. And anything that lists your name and your address, you have to be very careful when you check certain boxes when you're online because those offer the cookies and then all that other stuff, and then that's when they sell your information, and then they put it online for other people to see and send it to the dark web. So this is a lesson I learned last year. And with those websites, all you gotta do is send them an email. Email them. Some of them will have the options where they ask you to where they ask to opt out, and you can opt out, and you can say, look, I don't want my information on here. Delete my information. Even Google will sit up there and say, hey, if there's anything that has your name on it, you can take it off the net. So that's the first step for basics. So we can alert the people, like make sure that you're taking care of your database at all times. Because I had to learn that last year the hard way, yo. They almost caught Bronzebird out here, virtually naked, virtually naked. You know what I'm saying?
Virtually butt naked.
Got caught with my pants down, yo, virtually.
Alexander, man, what's good? What's good? Glad to see you. Oh shit. Let me
Yeah, but seriously, America's privacy. I was saying in the chat, America's privacy sucks. They do not have the appropriate privacy for,
Nope.
people. You know what I'm
Nope.
saying? In other places, they like, yo, we're protecting that. Like even Canada has better
Mm-hmm.
privacy, uh, you know, ways about things, but America, they just let shit fly off the handle. And I think the only
Regulations.
place, yeah, the regulations, like, and I think the only place really in America, kind of, that's like that is California, where you just opt out and say, don't sell my information. But
Yeah. Yeah.
my state of New York, fucked.
Nope. Oh, by the way, one gentleman was in a club meeting I was in last night, and he was sitting out. We were sitting out in the we have like a little dining hall, and he was sitting at the table, and I was like, "You guys, we got to take care of this for ourselves and protect ourselves." And the one guy chimes in, and he goes, "Yeah, I know." He was like, "The state just got hit, and I'm protected. They already gave me." And I was like, "Oh no, oh no, no, no! This is the second one this week for you, sir."
Yeah.
Like, bro, like, because the state of Ohio got like everybody's public records, every contractor, same kind of thing, socials, payroll records, bank accounting info, same thing. Boom, boom, rapid fire.
Yeah.
These guys are dropping are stealing people's records and dropping them on the dark web or whatever.
Yeah, and a lot of people can be clueless every day just based off of everything that you, especially you start at the basics, man. If you even go to like different places and you swiping your credit cards, you already know that they have those skimmers put inside the machine.
I got skimmed. Yeah, I was talking to a buddy about that last night. I got skimmed before.
You did.
Mhm.
Wow.
I went down to, and I know where it was. It was like there's a gas station right down here, Sunoco, Shell. I don't know, but anyway, it's the gas station right down here on the corner, and I didn't realize it's one of those things like if you're not paying attention, and like I knew something was wrong with the ATM when I tried to put the card in, but it didn't occur to me. And then like within 24 hours, everything just fell apart because it was like one of those weekends when you get paid, and it was just like my whole like that checking account just went, and I was just like, oh, negative $600, huh? Well, something went wrong.
Yeah, that's raw. If it went like negative $600, like yo, if you got robbed like that, yo.
Like something went wrong, and they were like, yeah, we got it figured out, you'll get your money back. They were like, they went to Easton and they had some good meals and they bought something. There's a mall down the street. It's Lex Wexner's mall, the guy who did Limited and Bath and Body Works and all that, his whole mall complex thing. So they went through there and they went on a Beverly Hills excursion on my dollars, and then they went back out to the east side and they filled their tank up. They did get a tank full of
Wow.
gas. They got a tank full of gas and some stuff at the UDF, and then
Yo,
I don't
that's
know, man.
crazy, dude. Like
Yeah,
I
bro.
only have a fit like here in New York. Like I go to buy a MetroCard and it's like, yo, you stole my 290. You piece of shit. Like I'll be fucking mad. Like I was going on the 7 trade and I was just like, damn, yo, like you stole my money, son. But like it's rough out there, yo.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you peeped out. A lot of people here that's in the chat. I think you guys should also check out a couple of websites because there's a couple of websites now. I don't know if I trust it or whatever, but they have marketing websites now where where you can actually have control of your data, in which
Hmm.
you pay that membership. I think you talked about it already, but you pay that membership for like maybe like 19.99 a month, $20 or whatever and stuff like that, and make sure you get your situation bloated. I'm on some shit now where it's like even browsers. I'm a little bit more cautious about the browsers I use because
Yes.
I don't want people touching my stuff. You know what I'm saying? There was
Yes.
already
I
a
just
website on here that, truth be told, was sitting up there saying like Bronzebird for real. And I was just like, yo, I trusted y'all. And then y'all like
right.
lied to me, man.
Right. Like I just started using the Fox. I had downloaded the Fox a few days ago, and I kind of started porting my personal life over to the Fox and see if that serves what I need for my personal stuff. But then put my burner stuff on Google.
Yeah, dude.
I
Yeah,
think
dude.
that I'm going to do that. Just switch to a different ecosystem for my personal stuff. Um, I got a buddy that's in security, and he's going to run my digital footprint for me. He's just going to basically just put me through the system, just to see what kind of digital footprint I have, as if he's a bad actor trying to put a picture together of what my life is like. And we're going to use it as a teaching. We're going to, of course, blur all my stuff, but we're going to use it as a teaching thing, um, teaching example of what they can expose to on you. So I think that's going to be pretty sweet. Um, Yeah. Wait, hold on, Alexander. You said I got hacked for $50 at a Dunkin' Donuts years back. He said, "Wow, I still don't have any explanation of how it happened."
Yo, that's wild, dude. Yeah, and those machines, man. Yo, y'all, look, honestly seeing Professor, first of all, first and foremost, Professor CIP tonight.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you got to know, like, and this is a thing that I've also was paying attention to as well online. There's this woman that's on Instagram, and she usually talks about, you have your information wide out there
Mhm.
when you have those hackers calling your phone, the Indians that sit up there and they're calling you
Yeah.
about certain stuff and things like that. Yo, that's hacking shit. And yo, figure out your number. You know what I'm saying? Figure that whole entire thing out. It's a whole bunch of things, but don't be scared about it. Like, don't be thinking like, yo, the world is over. It's just something could be dealt with that, but too much access to people's information. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And
Yep.
America really needs to change that. So whoever becomes president, I don't think they ever really talk about it in policy.
No.
Kamala Harris or Trump.
No.
I don't think they
Mm-mm.
ever talk, but it's very important that this upcoming election, this should be a topic of
Some
conversation.
Somebody's got to spur them. Somebody's got to kick them in the ass on this, because this is what now second, third, fourth. Oh, we can't forget when it wasn't UHC, it wasn't United Healthcare, it was Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield. Anthem got hacked because my
Yeah.
one of my
Yep.
protections just expired that I had with from as a result of the Anthem hack. And it's just I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I'm not, because like I look at like my parents and stuff, and I'm like, man, they have no clue. I talked to a friend last night that's 70, and he's like, dude, he was like, this is a pain in the ass. He was like, now I got to convince my wife, and I'm like, but he got ahead of it. But even in his capacity, he didn't know that there were 3 reporting agencies. And it's like, and he's a very, very, very savvy guy, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, oh, yeah, we got to go through all 3. And I sat there on the phone with him till well past midnight and got him through everything. Um, and it's just a matter of, like I said, right? The purge is happening outside our doors of our own entities and existence online digitally. And we're not locked down personally to protect ourselves. I mean, that's really what it is. Like, dudes in masks have our data, have your identity, and they are basically that visual is what I see when you think about the entire profile that they build of you. I mean, like this John, like I just put a random name in, bro. I just put a random name, and you could almost guess that the ones in these cities that are You know what I'm saying? Like, you can almost guess, like, the chances are this very well may be the same person's records. Look at the number at the social security.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, for real, for real. Like,
Yeah.
for real, for real.
Yeah. That and that's nothing to play with. And a lot of people ignore this every day because the thing about it is simple things that you're buying and simple things that you're signing into online, again, those are the determinants of like what is being sold to the private companies, insurance and stuff like that, even rent, like
Yep.
renting and all these different things. A lot of people don't know that. And I started realizing this for like the last year. Actually, I started stepping up because I was just like, yo, somebody put my shit on blast. And I'm just like, okay, well, let me go ahead and figure this out. And then open up that portal, and you will be surprised if you type your real name out there, the stuff that they got on you.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely. We got a
Everything.
we got a quick one. It's a 10-minute,
Yeah.
but this one's about the credit reporting agencies. Let's run this one, and then I'm gonna show y'all some. We're gonna do some fun shit while we just rapping and talking shit. Wait, you guys probably can't hear that. Hold on. Yeah, because I didn't do it right. Let's do this right here. Boom.
A business book disguised as a thriller about how Russian criminals steal 40 million customer credit card numbers from a fictional retailer named Bullseye Stores, right under the noses of people who should have been more alert. I wanted to use fiction as a way to present truth better than the news. It's a time honored tradition. But with
All right, fair use out there. What we're doing is we're just watching a guy's kind of perspective on the credit reporting agencies. And this was written, or God, he talked about this 6 years ago after the 2017 breach, Equifax.
the Equifax breach we all learned about in
That.
September 2017, well, now truth is following fiction again. But this time we need to do something about it. So, here in part one, I'm going to lay out what's wrong with the credit reporting system and a couple tactics consumers can use to cope with it. And then in part two, I'll offer a systemic solution that everyone might hate at first, but you'll warm up to it after you think about it for a while, and eventually you'll love it. The Great Equifax Data Breach of 2017 compromised Social Security numbers and other private information about 143 million consumers.
Yep.
That's about half the US population. The details are ugly. In March 2017, the Apache Foundation disclosed a security vulnerability with a component called struts and issued a patch. Equifax never applied the patch to one of its websites. So naturally, by May 2017, somebody was exploiting that struts vulnerability, and they roamed across the Equifax network for more than 2 months.
Yes.
At the end of July 2017,
So for 2 months, hackers had access to the Equifax network and were dancing around in Equifax's network, watching what they were doing, watching them enter data, watching where the databases are, learning how they copy their files over at night to other agencies. All the things that make up the technical aspects of Equifax, those hackers were sitting in their systems just looking around, exploring.
like I said, more than 2 months later, Equifax finally discovered the problem and shut down the attack. A couple days later, these guys sold around $1.8 million in Equifax stock. Now, Equifax PR people claim these guys didn't know about the breach when they sold their stock. Here's their titles. One of them is a chief financial officer. Another one is president of information services. And another one is president of consumer information services. You be the judge. Are these guys crooks or not? I
Yeah.
think they're insider traders. And I think Equifax people must also believe American adults still believe in the tooth fairy. Anyway, on September 7, 2017, around 5 weeks later, Equifax finally told the world about the problem. It went downhill from there. Equifax set up a website, EquifaxSecurity2017.com, for people
Right.
to check if their information was compromised. That site wants the last 6 social security number digits and a name, and
They fumbled the bag to try and they just didn't care. They fumbled the bag when they were supposed to be protecting us.
Then it claims to tell us whether or not our information's at risk. Doesn't seem to matter what name you feed it. Give it a valid social security number and it says you might be at risk.
Right.
Give it a bogus number and it says you might not be at risk. Oh, how helpful. Either way, the next stop is a place to sign up for a free year of credit monitoring. Oh,
Yep.
joy. Except that it doesn't work right, or at least it didn't when I tried it. And it didn't work right for a few reporters when they tried it. So I'm not the only one who had problems.
Right.
It gets worse. That website, EquifaxSecurity2017.com, looks like fish bait.
Yeah.
That's fish with a PH. See my mini seminar about fishing for details. Anyway, instead of setting up a name on
Anybody that is familiar with cybersecurity knows what a phishing attack is, but a phishing attack is basically it's an email or a website or something stood up to make it look like something it's not and pull information out of you or get you to go somewhere by clicking on a link that's illegitimate. So
Usually they'll grab you by saying click here, and try to entice you into saying you could, even with that, win a prize or something like that. Those are like various like phishing attacks.
Yep.
And yeah, you guys gotta be careful with that, and especially if they tell you you can, if you're talking about credit, if you're looking for you to access your credit here or da 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 da, that's a phishing attack.
You qualify for this loan. You can consolidate all your cash now. You can do this and that. Yeah.
Did you know that you qualify for a $5,000 grant? Click here for more information. Like, you're not fooling me at all. And I'm gonna say this as well. People who are having a difficult time in this era of the job era, a lot of phishing attacks on that too. They are lying and sitting up there saying that there are positions out the ass, and these random people are contacting you and saying up there saying, yo, if you want to work here, sign this application or come here. Like, that's a phishing attack.
Alexander.
Yeah, PlayStation 5. Win a new iPhone 16. Liars.
Damn it. They got me again.
Damn.
off its corporate website, say breach2017.equifax.com or something like that no one could spoof. Instead, Equifax decided to register this whole new suspicious looking domain name and put all of its breach content right there.
It gets worse, Alexander.
Enter a software engineer named Nick Sweeting. Nick registered his own domain name, securityequifax2017.com. See how we switched around security and Equifax? And then he built a demonstration fake website by downloading content from the real website.
See?
With his own editorial comments in there for good measure, so no one would mistake his site for the real Equifax breach site. Except some people from Equifax did. That's right. Somebody named Tim from Equifax directed consumers to Nick Sweeting's fake site instead of the real site. If Nick had set up a phishing site instead of his demonstration site, Equifax itself would have directed breach victims to a phishing site and possible identity theft after it already failed in its duty to protect our private information.
I couldn't hold back the laugh any longer. Their site was so bad. An engineer copied their site, put jokes in his own quips in the site to make it look like their site. Their customer service was so inept that the asshole that was working in customer service was sending customers to the hacker's site.
It's a fucking nice move.
Like, bro, am I really, like, I remember this happening. I remember it, but like just hearing it explained again and not being in the moment, because I was in the moment, I'm like, what? My data? Oh, you know. But now it's like, man, bro, this is insane. The circle of fuckery these people went through. And this was Equifax. This is again, these are the stewards of our social life, our social credit.
Yeah, credit, yeah. Damn.
Speechless, bro. It was bad. That's why the government stepped in and took over.
They needed to.
They need to revamp this. Let's see what he's going to say here. I think in the second video, I'm not going to watch the second one tonight, but reasons to reform it, part 2, how to do it. Let's just hear what his recommendation is here.
Talk about rubbing salt in the wound. Incompetent is not a strong
Fair use.
enough word. And there's more. The whole credit reporting industry has a sorry track record going back years. In 2013, Experian became an unwitting partner with an identity theft ring. Think about that. One of the big 3 companies claiming to help us guard against identity theft sold our information to identity thieves. When you freeze your credit, the CRAs give you a 4-digit PIN. Do I need to comment on how fast a computer can whip through 9,999 PIN combinations? But why bother? A few sharp people discovered that anyone can look up anyone else's Experian credit freeze PIN. I sure hope Experian fixed that. Here's another one. Talx, TALX, is an Equifax subsidiary that provides online payroll, HR, and tax services. From April 2016 and into March 2017, almost a year, these guys allowed crooks to reset customer employees' 4-digit PINs and steal W-2 tax data. That's right. If somebody stole your tax data, there's a good probability Equifax was part of it. This whole thing would be funny if the subject matter weren't so serious.
See, South 3.343. How can they make that mistake? Incompetence, a lack of accountability, and the leadership was corrupt. Like they had bailed out and sold their stocks in investment in the company, and they were done. They had no vested interest anymore in caring. And these companies don't care. They don't care about us. They do not care. It was so criminal, and all we got was like a $25 settlement or a year of credit monitoring behind it. That's it. Just keep calm, carry on, kind of thing. Like the apathy has to stop. We got to find a way to start kicking these people in the ass for this. So that's why I was pointed to this article by this gentleman. He's a writer, and he has an idea about it. It's an idea, but this gives us a little background from his perspective. I don't, I'm indifferent about it, but it's an interesting piece, and I didn't watch the whole thing, so let's see where it goes. He's got a great view on it. He's got a great perspective of it.
How much more of this do we want to put up with? Let's summarize. Think about security as a 3-legged stool. We call it the security triad. The 3 legs are confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Remember it with the letter CIA.
Oh,
Kind of
God.
fits, doesn't it?
No.
How do the credit reporting agencies or CRAs measure up? Well, they fail with confidentiality. Just look at all the recent data breaches. Integrity means the data is accurate and internally consistent. We won't even get into integrity in the context of ethics here.
No.
The reports I've seen say 1 in 5 credit reports are wrong. That's about a 20% failure rate, which might be a passing B in a high school test. But in an industry that claims to care about this stuff, I call it a fail. And
See?
availability? How come I can only look at my own credit report once a year? And
Right.
why is that even a hassle?
Right.
From where I sit, availability also needs improvement, and I call that a fail. Especially now that the big three CRAs are swamped with millions of credit freeze requests. Wonderful. The system is a mess. What do we do about it? A friend of mine and I were talking about this the other day, and she said, Greg, there really isn't anything we can do about this, right? Well, she has a point, but
Right.
stay tuned for part 2.
Come on,
There
Greg.
are a couple tactical things we can do right now. One is sign up for free credit monitoring. Oh, joy. Every company that has a data breach offers free credit monitoring to victims because they don't know what else to do. Well, all right, the free credit monitoring might be worth a little bit more than what you pay for it. Let's say somebody steals your identity and charges up $1 zillion in your name. The creditors report it to the CRAs who operate the monitoring services, and the CRAs eventually tell you about it. It's already too late. The money's gone.
And that's what I
And
was
you're
saying.
guilty
That's what I was saying. It's always better just to go on head first and freeze everything. That was a great explanation on his part.
until proven innocent because law enforcement's not going to help you. Dear Greg, You're screwed. Have a nice day. Well, at least you found out about it before the statements came in.
Right.
Another one is freezing your credit. Brian Krebs suggested this 2 years ago, and I put a link to his post on the slide. Freezing your credit is good because nobody can.
Yeah, Krebs on security. Brian Krebs is a writer. That's his base. He's been around for years. Krebs on security. The address is there at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to go check them out as well, you guys. They have a lot of good knowledge, weekly knowledge and updates on things that are happening. A lot of it'll be like Japanese gobbledygook to you because you won't understand it all because it's very technical, but you'll get the gist of important cyber things that are happening or things like this breach.
Borrow anything until you unfreeze it. Freezing your credit is bad because you can't
Excuse
borrow
me.
anything until you unfreeze it. It's a hassle to freeze, it's a hassle to unfreeze, and it might cost money, which I really don't like since I have to pour time and money into working around a problem this industry created, and I have to trust these guys to execute my wishes even after they've already violated my trust.
Yeah, luckily our freezes are free.
And at least during the aftermath of the big Equifax breach, all the CRAs are swamped with freeze requests, so I might not even be able to request a freeze or an unfreeze. If we really want to fix this mess, we need to reform the system. And I'm going to pitch a radical idea that everyone will hate at first, but it'll grow on you. I'll do that in part 2. I need to
Bah.
leave.
All right. So anyway, this is D. Greg Scott. Go check him out. He does have a part 2 to it. I'm not going to get into part 2 on the how tonight. We're not going to get into all the philosophy stuff, but he did break down the time span that I was just highlighting with you guys earlier, and basically just bringing to your attention the awareness of how bad the situation's gotten for us. Nice. He said, "Nice cliffhanger." Yeah, leave it
I'm
on the
gonna drop
cliffhanger.
down, Twin. I'm gonna listen. I'm about to start up some stuff.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Thanks for stopping through, Twin.
No problem, Twin. Peace to y'all
Appreciate
in
you.
chat.
All right, give me 1 second here. You know what? I should have pinned. He said, "Nice cliffhanger." All right, cool. The link is pinned. If anybody's interested in coming up, give me 1 second. I'm about to set something up real quick here. We might watch part 2. Because I'm gonna so tonight is a sit and chat, and we're gonna talk about, come on, we're gonna take a look at my keyboard. I started messing with my keyboard, and what I did was, this is my PC keyboard. What I did was I pulled it apart because it is in an ecosystem. It's in a funky ecosystem. Let me show y'all. Hey, what's up? Let's go here. Chrome tab. Yeah, that's well. Yeah, this funky ecosystem. I don't know who these Red Dragon dudes are. I didn't do no research when I bought my keyboard. I was just like, hey yo, it's a cheap keyboard. It wasn't that cheap, but it was cheap enough. It was like 50, 60 bucks. Oh man. Hold on a sec. I got echo. I don't need no echo. All right. Let's do this. Boom. Yep. Yep. Something like that. It worked. It worked. Yes. I know, right? Like, just imagine. Like, yeah, it's been going down. It's been going down for years. Let's do this. Let's go boop. Right there. Okay. So my keyboard. Oops. Like all the keys. I popped them all out. So now what you got there is just bare naked circuit board and just a few switches. You can hear that one. It's a clicky switch. That's the blue one. The blue one's a clicky switch. It's actually, it should go this way so you guys can see it this way. Something like that. Nah, it was right the first time. I'm upside down. It don't matter. There's the space bar. That's the enter key. And there's going to be a clicky one too. So what I can do is I have these guys here, which are key replacements. So you do is you pull out the little switches and replace them with these. So when I pulled the keyboard apart, I had a little video I put together, but I couldn't get my studio to work. I got these over here. The keycaps. Here's my space bar right there. So you pull the keycaps off, and then you can pull the little switches out. You see the switches, right? And I pulled the switches out, and then I went and wiped the keyboard down. What I found, and you guys probably won't be able to see it, but like some of the contacts and some of these were pretty bad. Like, I mean, your boy got a Heineken fetish. So on occasion, a little bit of Heineken may or may not have leaked into my keyboard. So we had to get all that straightened out. Because this is kind of funny. Like as soon as like the heat kicks on in the apartment, the keyboard gets all sticky and the human slime, the pictures of your mom, all the things that I partake in on the internet, all that residue was stuck in the keyboard. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go on and we're gonna play part 2. I'm just gonna reassemble the keyboard. I know some people nerd out over this kind of stuff. And like I said, it was like I wanted to get in an ecosystem where things were a little bit let's see, go here. We can go to accessories. And this is kind of crazy, but like you can see on this page, like there are all different types of key switches that you can pick up. And it really is based on like, there we go. It really is based on feel, touch and feel. Some are kind of squishy. My space bar is going to be kind of squishy. Well, it's going to be firm. Some of my function keys and my number keys are going to be kind of snappy. And then everything else is going to be soft. These are kind of soft touch. Not much noise to them. But then of course, again, my enter key and my caps lock, they got clicky. So then, when I hit it with the pinky, it won't, I'll hear it. You'll get the audio from it as well. So, it's kind of cool. But it's like a whole little ecosystem you can get stuck in. But then like, if your keyboard goes bad, like in the case of this one, I had bad switches. You just replace the switches. You don't have to go buy a whole damn new keyboard. And a lot of times with these companies, you can order them from switch manufacturers, but they'll send you like little boxes where you have like samples. You'll have like a different color samples, and you get to test out which clicky you like the best. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's bring up old boy, and I'm going to bring up his second video. I'm not gonna leave you guys on a cliffhanger. Let's watch his proposal. This one's 11 minutes and 53 seconds. And Professor Lovely Lady, one of the best mods on YouTube. Thank you so much for your fair use disclaimer earlier. Let me go share the right screen. The tab always. Tab. Reforming the Industry, Part 2. There we go. All right. And of course, fair use. We're going to put, while we're sitting here watching this, you'll hear some little clicky clacks, maybe. I don't know. I might go on mute, but we're going to sit here and put this back together and just listen to the fair use, or excuse me, listen to the credit report philosophy and enjoy. Let's go.
I'm Greg Scott, author of Bullseye Breach, a business book disguised as a thriller about how Russian criminals steal 40 million customer credit card numbers from a fictional retailer named Bullseye Stores, right under the noses of people who should have been more alert. I wrote Bullseye Breach to give the general public a picture for how cyber attacks really unfold and a taste of their consequences. It's a time-honored tradition to use fiction to present truth better than the news. And
Mm-hmm.
now, after Equifax and the credit reporting industry violated our trust again, now it's time to reform the whole system. In part one, I described the great Equifax data breach of 2017 and how it compromised personal information about 143 million of us. And I also described Equifax's pathetic response. I talked about other data breaches in the credit reporting industry and how the credit reporting agencies, or CRAs, responded.
Mm-hmm.
This Keystone Cops picture sums it all up. The CRAs blew it. See part one for details. I put a link right there on the slide. And they'll keep blowing it until we change the industry.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. The whole industry's a mess. I was talking about it with a friend of mine the other day, and she said, Greg, there really isn't anything we can do about any of this, is there? Well, she's right. With the system as it is today, we're powerless. We don't even have anyone to complain to.
Right.
It's time to reform the whole system. And I'm going to pitch a radical idea that nobody will like at first, but it'll grow on you. First, we have to identify the stakeholders and what everybody needs. We have consumers. We take out mortgages and we buy stuff. We need credit.
Right.
And we have creditors. Creditors loan us money so we can buy stuff.
Right.
Creditors want to be paid back and they need a way to assess their risk before loaning money to consumers.
Right.
That's where CRAs come in. Creditors report our payment history to CRAs so other creditors can assess the risk of doing business with us. CRAs perform a valuable function. We love to hate CRAs because we're not customers, we're raw material, and CRAs treat us that way. In an ideal world, all
And remember, guys, CRAs are the credit reporting agencies. Okay. The CRAs, credit reporting agencies. Those are the three that we need to freeze our credit reports at: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. That's who our creditors report back to, as he mentioned there. All right, let's go.
stakeholders should be accountable to each other, kind of like a game of rock, paper, scissors. Right
Okay, right there, he said accountable to one another. Accountability, isn't that word kryptonite to a lot of society these days? This evening, I came in kind of hot from a civic meeting because of an interaction with another gentleman who was we're not going to get into it, but his perspective was very skewed, and he didn't realize that he was actually accountable for a major decision until I brought it to his attention that him trying to backtrack on this major decision that he made was a fuck up. You don't get to backtrack. You don't no takesy backsies. You're a fucking adult. You take accountability and you move forward. Anyway, I had to get that off my chest. I came in hot and I buried it. Like I told y'all at the beginning, I was not going to try to rant. I just wanted to make sure that y'all got the good message tonight, and I had a little fun with my keyboard. So let's go.
now, consumers are accountable to pay back the money we borrow, or we face the consequences. Creditors are accountable to offer fair and reasonable credit terms, or they face the consequences. What about CRAs? Well, CRAs aren't accountable to anyone. That's why CRA operations are so opaque. That's why the Equifax breach response was so pathetic. That's why the credit reporting industry has such a sorry track record. That's why we love to hate those guys.
Yeah.
Nobody in the system holds their feet to the fire. That needs to change. CRAs also need accountability for everyone's good, even CRAs. And a technical problem. CRAs adopted social security numbers for authentication because every American has one, and that started a ticking time bomb because SSNs never change. That time bomb went off years ago when many SSNs became public. But the public found out about it only recently when Equifax exposed 143 million of us. Here's the problem with SSNs. When I provide an SSN, I don't prove I'm me. I only prove I know the SSN that belongs to Daniel Gregory Scott.
Right.
Same for my driver's license number, date of birth, mother's maiden name, and anything else I might know that's public knowledge. The shorthand way to say this is my SSN identifies me but does not authenticate me. We
Right.
need a system where creditors can efficiently report about consumer behavior and assess credit risk. Consumers need a voice in that system about data quality and who has access to the data. After all, the data is about us. That's what's missing, and that's the key to fixing the whole system.
1 second. Okay.
And the key really is a key. It's a cryptographic key. Every piece of data a CRA holds about me, the consumer, should be
Fair use.
encrypted with a private key I control. Anyone who wants to look at my data needs my key to decrypt it, which means
Right.
they need my permission. I need to pause for 3 sentences of theory here.
Okay.
Encryption means taking plain text, applying a key, and turning it into ciphertext.
Yes.
Decryption means applying a key to ciphertext and turning it back into plain text. Now, there's a special type of encryption called asymmetric encryption that uses one key to encrypt and another key to decrypt. And that's all you need to know about encryption for now.
Yes.
Here's how we exploit asymmetric encryption. We declare one of those keys public and the other one private. We encrypt with the public key and decrypt with the private key. We already use asymmetric encryption every day when we buy goods and services online. This
Yes.
technology has been around for a long time. And then for good measure, we encrypt that private key with a passphrase. Not a password, but a passphrase. See my mini seminar about passphrases for why they're better than traditional passwords. I put a link on the slide.
A passphrase is exactly what it sounds like. It's a phrase of words. Um, it's just a short sentence. Okay, in a nutshell.
Here's how this would work. When a creditor wants to send in a report on me, they encrypt it with my public key. CRAs keep this public key as another field about me. Anyone can look it up, it's public. So the creditor sends in the report on me, encrypted with the public key, and the CRA stores it. Later on, maybe I want to finance a nicer car and I need to borrow more money.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, the next creditor wants to find out if I'm a good credit risk. So the creditor runs a credit report. The encrypted report comes back, and I have to decrypt it with my private key.
Right.
Nobody but me has my private key, which means anyone who wants to decrypt my credit report needs me. Somebody pretending to be me will fail.
Remember this, guys. The USB drive. No one can get your information unless they have that single password, that single key. You get where I'm going with this, guys? Okay?
Because they don't have my private key. What about credit scores? If all that data about me is encrypted, the CRAs won't know what's in it. How do they calculate my credit score? Simple. Make me part of the process. It is my credit score after all. I could say no, I could choose not to participate, and then I face the consequences. No credit score, probably no credit. The system is better for everyone when I'm part of it instead of a victim of it. But when we give consumers more responsibility, that means consumers need to step up and accept it. With great power comes great responsibility. Somebody said that in a comic book.
Yep.
Or maybe it was a French philosopher. Wherever it came from, it's true. If I have power in the credit reporting industry, then I also have a responsibility.
Yes.
That private key that I control doesn't do anybody any good if I lose it. Today's cryptographic keys are 512 or even 1024 bits. A
Mm-hmm.
1024-bit number has 304 digits. I have trouble keeping phone numbers in my head. I can't imagine trying to memorize a 304-digit number.
Nope.
To make this work, we need a tool for the average consumer to store this key and a means to retrieve it. The easiest choice, protect it and encrypt it with a passphrase. Memorize the passphrase, the key to the key and not the key itself. There's lots of ways to make that happen. What if I, the consumer, lose that passphrase or the private key it protects?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then my credit history's gone. But maybe I have a few bankruptcies and maybe I don't pay my bills. Maybe I want my credit history gone. Well, that's not good. Who holds me accountable? There's a few ways to handle this. Maybe as part of borrowing money, creditors demand a copy of my private key as collateral until I pay off the loan. Or maybe banks offer a private key guardian service as an add-on when I open an account. Maybe banks demand that I have such a service in place before they extend me credit. Great. What if a bank or creditor gets hacked and somebody steals my private key? Aren't I in the same world of hurt as right now after the Equifax breach? Well, no, because we can always rekey and change passphrases. And in fact, as computers become more powerful, we probably will rekey. But we can never change social security numbers, which is what everything is based on today. That's the big problem with social security numbers in the first place. We can never change them.
Mm-hmm.
What if I set up a good me and a bad me? The bad me skipped town and left everyone else holding the bag, and the good me started from scratch with a new identity. What's to stop me from gaming the system that way? Well, CRAs could tie it all together with my social security number. Thanks to
Yes.
Equifax, SSNs are public anyway, and
Right.
people already game the system as it is today. Does this sound like radical surgery? Yep, it sure is. I did say everyone will hate this idea when they first hear it, remember? CRAs will scream about how much work it will require to educate consumers and set all this up. But mostly they won't like the built-in accountability.
Right.
If you're a CRA, which do you hate more? Do you hate structural accountability or do you hate a chokehold of government regulations? Many consumers will scream about taking on the added responsibility to remember a passphrase. But
Well,
as a consumer, shouldn't I have influence over data about me?
yes.
Millions of us should have demanded this 30 years ago. And we're already screaming anyway because the credit reporting industry declared war on our privacy. And creditors will scream about how this makes offering credit more difficult than before. But if 20% of today's data is wrong, what does that say about your credit decisions? I'm no banker, but it seems to me that accurate data might be good for your default rate. Let's use this proposal as a starting point. Let's task an industry group with all stakeholders represented to come up with standards for how all this stuff should work, and let's put it through the gauntlet of peer scrutiny, similarly to how other open standards are designed. This group doesn't need legal power, just credibility. Enough credibility that everyone will listen and follow the standards it sets. The system today is opaque and broken. Let's use this fiasco as an opportunity to open it up and redesign it for everyone's benefit, including CRAs. If you're the CEO of one of the big four CRAs, I want you to close your eyes and imagine leading a company everyone trusts instead of leading a company everyone loves to hate.
He's asking them to close their eyes and imagine something positive. These people are sitting on yachts. These people don't give two shits. These people are friends with Jeffrey Epstein. These guys don't give two shits. They're heartless bastards. They never gave two shits about us when the first breach happened, or you would see some kind of conscious energy moving toward protection. They don't care. They're reaping the benefits of this. They don't care. Like I said, folks, they don't care about you. They don't care about your cause. They don't care about your little flag and what color it is this month or this season. They don't give a shit that your kid's going back to school. They don't give a fuck about your colored history month, your indigenous history. They don't give two fucks about you people. They don't care. They don't. What they care about is a bottom line. What they care about is the fact that you're going to spend money. What's the next holiday? Labor Day. Labor Day sale. Who's holding the Labor Day sale? There's always some kind of Labor Day fucking furniture sale out there. Probably a car lot. Go get a piece of shit car. Labor Day. Yeah, it's all a hustle, you guys. They don't give two shits about us. We have to protect ourselves. Team replay. Please go back and watch the details on how to protect yourself due to this latest breach. Other than the methods that I spoke on, freezing my credit report, my government name is protected. I did do that. All three agencies, and I'm evaluating. And like I said, I'm not sponsored by or plugging any one of these companies, but there are examples such as LifeLock or Pentest. So feel free to investigate what credit monitoring would look like for you. Feel free to, I encourage you to rather investigate what the next step would be for yourself. Hey, you guys, you know it too. If you have a question, my email address for the podcast is in the About on the main page. So if you've subscribed to Culture Invasion podcast here on YouTube, click the About section, okay, on the main Culture Invasion page, and you'll see my email address there for the podcast. And I'm just being a lazy ass. I apologize, you guys. I'm a horrible, horrible host. I'm just sitting here. Let's go get that for you. Boop, 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 boop. More. Oh, hit more. Excuse me. Where's my stupid? Don't I have an email address? I thought I had an email address. I don't want you guys contacting me. Just go look me up on IG. Give me a sec. Grab that. Ooh, what are you doing? Do I even know how to YouTube? There we go. There. If you guys, boop, just hit me up in Gmail. Hit me up in Gmail, y'all. I got plenty of bandwidth after hours from work and stuff, and I usually stay up till around midnight, maybe a little later on occasion. Now, if you're trying to have me hit you up on some consultation type stuff, we'll have to talk about some negotiations. Let's be real. Nothing's free. Everyone's time matters. And if I'm dedicating a little bit of time to give you honest assistance or something from a technical standpoint, or just kind of point you in the right direction, and it gets to be an involved conversation, that's my time. So, but at any rate, yes, if you have questions about like the credit monitoring, or you just need someone to bounce some ideas off of, feel free to shoot me an email. That just takes 2 seconds. I don't care about that. We can chit chat. But yes, you can find me on the IG. I don't know, man. I don't be on the socials as much as I need to. The podcast is just a hobby, so I'll be slacking. But I am thinking about getting heavier on Rumble and diversifying where my platform actually is. It's still a hobby. I'm not chasing the dollar bills, y'all. That may come in time. But you know what's funny? I hit over 300 subs, and thank you very much. Thank you for enjoying the content. Thank you for finding value in the content. Like I said, it's culture, knowledge, entertainment. Sometimes I rant, punch clouds, and yell at and scream at society, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. Everything is not rainbows and kittens, and some things are rather disappointing. All right? Don't be apathetic. Don't just accept the condition that your life is in. Do a little bit of something for yourself. Love yourself. Get your credit report in order. Lock down your credit files. Freeze them. Okay. And again, investigate if further measures are necessary for yourself. I've repeated myself a few times tonight. I think you guys get the point. All right, y'all. I'm almost done plugging these little switches in. I'm going to plug this in when I'm done. Make sure all of my switches are lighting up, because this is one of those super awesome RGB keyboards. I think y'all already seen that. I think my camera stuttered. I just heard it click. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to test the keyboard shortly. Make sure everything's working. Don't worry, not like my $700 mistake. I didn't make any huge mistakes here this time, guys. So the keyboard will be just fine. I won't be coming back with a oops, I did it again video on fucking up the keyboard. Yeah, the Legion Go is in great shape, by the way. I love the new Halifax sticks. They're definitely what I needed. And actually, for the Legion Go, I got, where's it at? There it is. I got a skin kit. It's a textured skin kit. It's I gotta apply it. It's just it's like almost like a carbon fiber-ish look. And I'm gonna put that on the back of the control sticks, so they're more grippy. Let's see. According to my attorney, the more social media platforms you join, you are guaranteed to be hacked at some point. The number one reason why I am only on YouTube. What a timely moment for that, Professor Lovely Lady. I love you. You're the best. Very timely comment. So I've announced this, and I don't have the best relationship with social media in general. Even less on Facebook. I've had a complete disdain for Facebook and Meta as a whole, and I probably since they were hacked first. And I was sick and tired of rotating my passwords like every 6 months or so, just because I was paranoid and I didn't care. It was like a game to me anyway. So, and that's just the nerd in me. It's just a game to me. Rotate the passwords, move on. I'm quitting Facebook. I'm done. I ain't got no love for Facebook. I love y'all. You know, those of you who are on Facebook with me on my government account and have followed me over here to YouTube. Of course, I love y'all. But and I love those of you who are my friends and family that are close to me, my club member friends and brothers. Of course, I love all of you. It has nothing to do with your narcissism. It has to do with my choice. I don't give a fuck about your kids. No, I'm joking. Yeah, it has nothing to do with you. Oh, we're gonna miss you. Oh, no, you're not. Where were you before Facebook? Where's the authentic relationships? When was the last time you gave me a call? Or I gave you a call, for that matter? The ones that matter on my family side are in a huge WhatsApp group. Those that matter in any fraternal civic organizations have my fucking phone number. I don't give a fuck. The fuck do I need that social media for? I've already explained to you people tonight that they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about your plight. They don't give a fuck about your flag. They don't give a fuck that you squirted out another fucking kid. No one cares. They want your information, the kid's information, and your fucking money so they can sell it. So they can just do what they want with it, pillage you, and move on with life. Don't forget, you only live about 80 years. You're not worth much time. That is, if you're taking care of yourself, at least. So please, stop with the grandstanding. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I really don't have any love for Facebook anymore. And on my birthday, October 8th this year, I doxed myself. I'm giving up my personal data. Birthday is October the 8th. On October the 8th, I will be shutting down Facebook with no fucks given. And I will be turning over any access to any, civic organizations and shit to the next in charge. I'm done. I'm done, son. I'm done. Fuck Facebook. Anything connected to Facebook, I don't think on my government side, what's Meta? Meta is IG. Yeah, I didn't do no IG or nothing for myself. I think I might have spun up an IG and just like sent a couple messages or drunk text to family or something and didn't give two shits. But yeah, the family members that are on there, I'm just going to make sure that they know to reach me in WhatsApp. And that's going to be the only way to reach me other than direct contact and direct connection, which is better anyway. I'm almost 50 years old. And if you're not authentic, I ain't got shit to do with you. The fuck do I got to do with you? Fuck you been for the past 20 years. I'm just putting it out there. So protect yourselves, folks. If you don't need the social media accounts, don't use them. Create a new identity for yourself or something. Burn your fucking your name. Burn your identity. Burn it all down. Get some kind of identity protection and delete old accounts. Delete all the old stuff that was out there, and just create a new identity for yourself, a new moniker. I'm Culture. Y'all know who I am, right? But you'll never know my government. You never know my government. And I'll leave it that way. If anybody wants to reach me, they can reach Culture. They don't have to reach me by my government name anymore. And that minimizes, over time, that's going to minimize my digital footprint for the rest of my life and keep me, minimize my risk. So that's my path forward. I thank you, Professor Lovely Lady, for that. Yep, you are absolutely right on that. Kelly Ray, what's up, girl? How you doing? How? I can't get rid of that BS. Girl, Kelly, go back and watch this video from the beginning. I talk about all the crazy hack stuff that just happened recently, and I give you all the options. Also, read the description down below. You'll have all the links to search your own records, find out if anything happened to you in this most recent hack of everybody's data. If not, great. But at the same time, don't be apathetic about it. Move forward and freeze all your credit reports if you haven't already done so. And just kind of lock things down for your life so you don't have to have the stress of dealing with, like a potential hacker grabbing your data because of the breach. So I want to encourage everybody to do that. Please, please, please. That's all I can ask for. And yeah, and then like Professor Lively Lady popped up that awesome comment earlier. Where's it at? She said, according to my attorney, the more social media platforms you join, the higher the probability. Yes. Absolutely. Uh-oh. These go in a funky pattern. Is that right? I think I got it. If that's not the right buttons, pray for me, y'all. I'm just pushing buttons on. I think that feels right. But yeah, we were going through all the insanity with the hack tonight, and now I'm just working on my keyboard. I went through and watched 2 videos from like a little super nerd dude who is a writer who wrote for a few publications during previous data breach hack attacks. What just happened? What did I do? Was this not mounted right? Yeah. He's a writer that had written some good articles on previous hack attacks and is pretty much fed up with the fact that nobody gives a shit about us. The government doesn't care. They're not changing policies. They're not holding these huge corporations accountable for doing all this crap and losing our data like this and leaving us to our own means while they are literally the companies that have been entrusted with that information. So it is an utter shit show. It is an utter shit show. And the best thing we can do, like I said, is just protect ourselves. Having the mind that, well, if they want me, they're just gonna get me. That is the wrong mindset to have. That person is probably some kind of weird liberal cuck. That person probably isn't a gun owner, and has no common sense or security. And I just, I pity people anymore. I don't feel bad for people because I just pity them. We live in the world's most privileged nation. Fuck you. Fuck you. If you're not handicapped, mental divergent, or retarded, whatever you want to use this year, or you have some kind of tremendous medical disadvantage, fuck you. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. Fuck you. So, yeah, don't be apathetic, folks. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourselves. And if you got babies, I'm going to preach it again. Protect your kids. They didn't ask to be here. Make sure that you lock down their social security numbers and give them the best start of their lives that they can have. Once again, they did not ask to be here. All right, y'all. That's all I got for tonight. I'm going to stay up a little bit longer. Ooh. Hold on. Let me put this one on too. Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. So I have two clickies. And this is snappy. The space bar is real snappy. I love it. So my keyboard's clean. I got the new switches in. The clicky switches for my enter and my caps lock. Oh, that's fucking awesome. The space bar is nice. Because I'm, like, I don't know. The way I type, I was like, pow, and when I hit that space bar, I want to just do what you're supposed to do, space bar. Oh, shit, y'all. All right, everybody. What's this? What did she say? What can't they do? I mean, it appears that the grid is vulnerable. Oh, girl. Oh, my God. Yes. They just do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want. It's just luck of the draw at this point. And they'll just pick your name out of a hat. That's really what it is. Oh, Kelly, check this out. Let me show you this real quick. You can see it in the replay, but I'm just gonna show you real quick. Just for you. Let's go to here. I'm gonna turn that one off. We don't need to look at the keyboard anymore. Share screen. I'm just gonna share the whole stupid window. I don't need sound for this. Check this out. So you'll find the link in the description. And here's I'll just put it down here for you again. And for anybody that's team replay or anybody that might pop in at the end here. But that is Pentester. Pentester is a reliable website. And what Pentester's done is they've put together, it's called Stood Up. They've stood up a website for this NPD data breach. And what I did was, I still got this cell phone logged into the podcast. Done. All right. So what they've done is they set up this website. And what I did was I just put a random name in because Davis is like one of the top last names in the nation. And I just put a John Davis name in. And I put, of course, my state of Ohio and my birth year, culture's birth year. And I came up with all of these John Davises. And like, let me try something here. Let's do a Control F. Let's do a quick search for 71. So let's see if everybody whose social security number ends in 71, how many hits there are. So we got 3 hits there, 4 or 5 hits there. So 5 hits of somebody with a social security number that ends in 71 and is a John Davis in my state, possibly. So when I did my own personal account, Kelly, I came up with 12 hits under my name, my government name. 3 of the hits were similar. So what it looked like is they had like little pieces of information from one address, and then they put all the little pieces of information together. So there were 10 unique hits, 10 unique addresses for me, all going all the way back to when I was like 15, 16 years old and lived with my mother. So at some point, my data was aggregated where they just pull it all together and they pull your name. And then this person gets hacked and they get your social security. Then this person gets hacked and they get your address. Then this person gets hacked and they get your phone numbers. And then they put this whole profile together of you and everything that exists out on the dark web of you. And they package it and they just keep pushing the data around and selling it to the highest bidders. And it's not just nations and like, it's not just like China and Germany and Russia or whoever is trying to steal, each other's secrets. It's also just bad actors and script kiddies, bored kids. Bored kids just want to make a couple million, just a couple million. They don't care what happens to the data. I mean, there's a lot of different scenarios there. So, but yes, look yourself up. If you're on there, go to the credit reporting agencies and all three of them. They're, of course, listed in the description of the video as well. Lockdown, freeze your credit files, okay, through all three of them. And then I provide some instruction here on saving all of your passwords. And I provide like a little bit of a walkthrough of what that looks like. So again, feel free to be on team replay, go back and watch the details. I'm not going to run through it all right now again. So yeah, check it out. There's all kinds of options out there to protect yourself. KeyPass is a password safe. So you just have one place with one password, and then you have all of your millions of passwords in there. So it's a password safe. That's it. That's all I got. I should put the link for KeyPass in the description as well. I'll get to it. If I don't, I'm sure y'all can yell at me. It is in the chat, though. I won't do any funky edits or anything to this video, so the chat will be saved forever and ever. So you guys can go back and rewatch the live chat if you want and watch all the awesome chatter that took place. Kelly, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like, everybody that's out there, Cloud Watchers. If you are out there, hit the like. Team Replay, Professor Lovely Lady, thank you so much for being here. One of YouTube's best moderators. Joshua Alexander X, South 343, Miss Queen Sun Kissed, H&M, thanks for stopping through as well, bro. Appreciate it. Cynical One, Janesta, thank you as always. Ricky, and I think I got everybody. Almanize. Can't forget Amanize. Zach, where'd you go? Zach came and went. Most hated bronze flat power god. Big up, big up, big up. And I think that's everybody. If I didn't get you guys, no worries. I will get you next time. Big up yourselves in the meantime. One love to everybody. Thank you so much, so much for coming out. Again, it was just me just trying to share a little bit with everybody. I know a lot of people don't listen. I know a lot of people are apathetic. I know a lot of people think like feel like you're trapped and this, that, and the other, and you can't do anything. You absolutely can. You absolutely can. And I highly encourage you to do so. Take control of your life. Take control of easy for me to say, your digital life. It's late. All right, y'all. Peace. Be safe. Be safe. And I'm gonna see y'all soon here. Trying to get done with my angsty episodes. I got the C.I.P. Trilogy, Coddle, Ignorance, and Privilege. We got to do Privilege and roast society on some privilege shit. Y'all know how we do it over here. So we'll get that out here soon. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. Peace.
It was a provoking challenge, and nowhere did the challenge provoke more
They're averaging a peak, I'd say, of about 0.1 amp.
To develop and introduce America's first all-electronic television system.
They're averaging a peak, I'd say, of about...
The But, Mr. Bishop, this sort of thing is going on all the time. And if something isn't done about it now, someone's going to...
I'm in the airlock now, and it's dumped to, well, first I dumped it to 9, and then it crept back up to 9.5. I dumped it again, and it's sitting at 8.5 right now. And around there,
Nancy feels that a newspaper, any newspaper, has the obligation to deliberately deal with those things which demand public attention. How do you feel about the controversy?
Basically, the fan behaves the same on Joe's suit. When I first turned the power on, or just prior to that, he's drawing 0.6 amps. It goes off scale high.